Having faith in the guidance of the celestial powers above, we can align or realign ourselves confidently below here on this earth. There's a divine purpose of the interconnectedness that we have with everyone and everything. Yet, we need to navigate our own individual paths to achieve our happiness, abundance, and contentment in life. The outer planets are like our gurus or counselors who enlighten our paths. With the knowledge in hand, we can carve our own routes towards our individual goals. Now, with the main planets like Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto gone direct, we have gained enough clarity of thoughts and they gently woke us up to a new energy. So, with Uranus going direct on January 18, 2022 in sensual Taurus, it makes us realize the importance of self care. We are bound to feel that spring in our life and steps that awaken us to new possibilities. Uranus is here to teach us to detach in certain ways, for we need to adopt new attitudes and uproot ourselves from negative aspects that drained us. Thus, the altering moments of life will push us to do better and put us on the right path. So, as the life progresses, we must adapt to changing circumstances, alter our attitudes, beliefs, and actions. Now, life is a process, and our beliefs need to change in accordance to our awakenings. Rigidity and stubbornness needs to melt away, giving way to freshness in our life. Neptune starts its direct motion on 1st December 2021. This actually removes the veil from our eyes and we truly connect with our feelings, our core strength of the heart. On an inner level, there's a great deal of psychological and spiritual transformation. The level of self confidence increases with these outer planets. I have endeavored to guide and prescribe for each zodiac as to how they could handle their lives in the coming year of 2022, starting their preparation from the month of December onwards. In one line, start the year 2022 afresh by learning the art of letting go and moving on with experience. Herald the year 2022 with bold decisions. Be independent of thought, word, and action. Charity begins at home. Responsibility towards your own happiness is of paramount importance. Create the life you want for yourself and experience how your world adapts to you. Be the master of your own life. So, Virgo, the year 2022 is a harbinger of love for you. Your love and social life is going to be very hectic, active, and satisfying. Singles are likely to be involved in serious commitments. Those already in a relationship will be meeting new people and having more romance within the relationship. All the long term planets are in the Western social sector of your chart this year. And while the Eastern sector of self will gain strength at different times of the year, it will never dominate the West. So the year ahead is about others, your relationships, personally or professionally. Saturn has been in your sixth house since last year and is positioned there in the year ahead. Replies that you are sure going to be dealing with your health and health issues in a very holistic and positive way. I would say that this is the reply that you're getting from the universe, that you need to realize that you'll be dealing with your health and the health issues of others also, but in a very holistic and positive way. So, Virgos really enjoy exploring the healing part of joy. This is your time to heal others as much as you heal yourself. Jupiter will enter your eighth house of regeneration on May 11th and is positioned there until October 29th, after which it goes retrograde on December 21st. So once it returns back in your eighth house, it stays there for the rest of the year, well into the next year. Note these dates down in your diary for the periods when it is direct. It shows a very active kind of full of energy, whatever your age or stage in life. Your libido is stronger than usual. It also shows some dramas with the family and family members, which you need to deal with very tactfully. Now, Uranus has been in your ninth house for some years now and remains there for many more years to come, bringing an important changes to your belief system, religious, philosophical, and theological. You could be challenged by the science and logic, as some of your beliefs will get modified and some get discarded. Now, this is a very important time for you, for your personal journey, for your personal philosophy, your personal metaphysics determines how you're going to live your life. Those involved in education, students or otherwise, would experience a lot many changes in their plans. So mentally, be prepared to adapt to those changes as eventually they're for your betterment. Learn to go with the flow. From May 11th to October 29th and December 21st onwards, the most important areas that will arrest your attention will be fun and personal creativity, health and work, love and romance, personal transformation, and occult studies. You need to pay attention to your health until May 11th and from October 29th to December 21st. As you have two long term planets in stressful alignment with you, extra care is needed. The good news is that you're on the case, and not just because you're a Virgo who has a natural passion for health, but also because your sixth house of health is very strong. Do not be rigid or take anything for granted. Saturn, the ruler of your creative fifth house, is in your sixth house of health, signaling the importance of staying happy and creative. A creative hobby will not only be fun, but therapeutic for you as well. Avoid depressions like a plague. A simple rule for good health for you: stay happy. This transit of Saturn indicates that you might be more involved with the health of others at the cost of your own. So stay healthy to keep others healthy. Your fourth house of family, of home, and your family is not a house of power this year, which means it's not prominent. So most of the long-term planets are in the upper half of your horoscope, which is the day side. Thus, home and family are not very big issues. The year ahead is more about love and outer achievement. So if you're in a love or wanting to achieve your outer goals, you will feel emotionally well. You could do well by serving the happiness for your family through your own ambitions and success. Being a good provider, being successful in your career and job will help the family more than the more mere mundane kind of things. There are chances that you would be having psychological differences from people rather than physical. You will more often than not spend time in your own world, which is again psychological and spiritually very enriching for you. Finances remain status quo for you, and you will not be bothered by it so much in the coming years as the situation is satisfactory. However, if financial problems do seem to arise, it could be due to neglect, not paying enough attention towards your savings or investments. Time to time, you need to force yourself and be focused on your savings before you indulge in your own private world. So when Jupiter moves into your 8th house on May 11th, it will be a good time to pay off debt or take loans depending on your needs. It will benefit you if you pay attention and become more tax efficient. Good tax planning can add to your income. Dealing with real estate can bring in added benefits. So from May 11th onwards, it's also a good business time. Good period to seek outside investors for your projects. Now, Saturn in your sixth house of health and work shows a very fun kind of a job that involves much work, but it'll be your passion. So, career will become more important after August 20th when Mars moves into your 10th house of career and stays there for the rest of the year. Now, Mars in your 10th house shows much activity and aggressiveness. And it shows activity and aggressiveness in the career as it's a planet of action. You will have to fight for your rights, for your position or status. Now, since Mars rules your 8th house of regeneration, this could indicate that you will be dealing with endings and beginnings of every kind. This also indicates many career transformations. Perhaps the government or the company changes the rules and regulations for your industry, thus enforcing important changes. Because Mars, the ruler of your 8th house, indicates that your personal charisma or personal appeal will be important to you for your career. Hence, spruce up your personality. This action planet, the planet that rules also your finance and career, which are Venus and Mercury respectively, are both also fast moving planets, and they move through your entire chart in any given year. So be prepared for many short term financial and career trends. the success of which is directly related to how much interest you pay in your career or job and even your personality. Because Mars, the planet of action, needs action in the areas of Venus and Mercury, that is, your feelings and intelligence too. Most of the year, your real action lies in your love and social networking. Your seventh house of love is very powerful until May 11th, and then from October 29th to December 21st. So, overall, this is the strongest house in your chart this year. Neptune, the most spiritual of the planets and ruler of your seventh house, has been in your house of love for many years now. Jupiter moved in at the end of last year, so definitely it points towards a happy love year. It rules your past, your memory body. So, this is the year old flames from the past can come back into the picture. It may not be the actual person, but it can be someone who has the same patterns as the old flame. This can lead either to a rekindling of the old relationship or to the resolution of old issues, or perhaps both. This is a year where you experience the heights of love and passion, peak experiences. In the sectors of self improvement this year, as I've mentioned earlier, that you're bound to be sexually active and romantically inclined. Jupiter in your eighth house of regeneration and as your sex planet, Mars, prominent at the top of your chart, you could expect good emotional intimacy. With Neptune in your seventh house for many years now, the cosmos has been leading you towards spiritual love. Human love is by definition limited. Some people can love more than others, but always there is some limitation. So it is good to remember that there is a power that loves you absolutely and perfectly. It's a wise kind of love, a love that understands your destiny and purpose. It's always there, whether you're in a relationship or not. Being in a physical relationship brings certain pleasures. Not being in a relationship brings other pleasures. So with spiritual love, it is over the same. You are loved in every place and time. It is good to retreat to this kind of love when when you experience disappointments in love. Love yourself. This divine love will always supply every need of yours, and often the true need is not what you think. Uranus is creating long term changes which are going to be sudden and dramatic in your religious, philosophical, and theological beliefs. This can sometimes become uncomfortable, for Uranus will often challenge the core beliefs by which we govern our lives. These are the beliefs which give meaning to our lives, so they become important to us. You are in a period of great philosophical experimentation. Little by little, you will find the system that works the best for you. There's nothing wrong with you, but if you feel drawn towards foreign religions or ancient ones that have been long ago been discarded, you will find elements of truth there and perceive some of the errors as well. It is as if each system, ancient and modern, grasped some aspect of truth but ignored others. You will, through these processes, formulate your own system, one that will work the best for you. So in 2022, create your own world, speak your own truth, find your own truth, and the world that you will create for yourself will be your bliss. So stay blessed and have a great, rewarding 2022 year ahead.